Dear friends, welcome to another very exciting edition of Data Science Tutorials. Myself, Dr. Suptik Mukherjee. Today's topic is Python, a language that is extremely popular amongst the data science community and one that we'll be using throughout our tutorials. But before we move on to the topic, I have a small request. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel. We put a lot of hard work and effort in creating these videos. If you subscribe, it will motivate us significantly. Also, for the Jupyter notebook that you are using, you'll find in the GitHub repository the link for which has been provided below in the description. Now, coming on to the topic, Python, if you take as a language, how is it different from the other languages that it has followed? For example, we used to use C, C++, Java. How is it different from all of that? Now, Python is a general purpose language. It is known for its readability and simplicity and for various applications including web development, data analytics, scientific computing, artificial intelligence, and more. Also, it's an interpreted language. For example, if you had looked into previous languages like C++ and Java, the code is first transformed into machine readable instructions by a compiler. These instructions are stored in an executable file which can be directly executed by the computer's hardware. However, in case of Python or JavaScript, code is not compiled into machine instructions. Instead, it's executed by interpreter, which reads the code line by line and executes the corresponding actions. It has dynamic typing. It doesn't need to declare variable types explicitly. The interpreter determines the type of a variable during runtime. It has an extensive standard library. Python's standard library provides a range of modules and functions that helps common programming tasks. You don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. It has a rich ecosystem. For example, Python has a vast ecosystem of third-party libraries and frameworks that caters to different domains. For example, NumPy and Pandas for data analysis, Flask and Django for web development, and TensorFlow and PyTorch for machine learning and more. Then it has an indentation based syntax. Its significant use of indentation, white space on indentation, to indicate block structure. This provides a clean and readable code. For example, if you have a function definition here, greet, with the name as parameter, and then you see that you are using a if and else within that function, and how the indentation is happening, and then we call the greet function. Actually, this one we need to call the greet function, and then we greet Alice and Bob, and we pass on these names Alice and Bob, and if you run it, hi there, that means the length of the name is greater than 5, right? So if it is 5, more than 5, so both are less than 5, so it goes to hi there and nice to meet you. Hi there comes from this from the else, and nice to meet you is for uh, irrespective of whether it is less or greater or less than 5, doesn't matter. Okay, so Python also helps in the cross platform. That means you can write a code on one operating system and run it on another without major modifications. It has tremendous community support. This is a very well developed language, and therefore community support is very high. It has many communities everywhere. And then it is an object oriented program. So what is a object oriented programming? Means that it classes are there, objects for the class are there, then it has instances, these constructors and inheritance. I have very detailed videos on all of this, the classes in particular. Please go through and check. I have the it in the description as well. And it's very readable and expressive. Python emphasizes code readability, making it easy to understand and maintain. Its expressive syntax allows you to achieve more with fewer lines of code. So, for example, for here for num in range 1 to 6, that means you're running a loop from numbers 1 to 6. Not 6 is exclusive, that means it's not included, 1 to 5. And then we print the square of say the number, and that is square of the number is printed here. So if you run this one, you see the square of 1 is 1, square of 2 is 4, square of 3 is 9, okay, and so on. So the conclusion is that because of all these features today, Python is the most accepted language in the data science community, and all our videos will be made using Python. So my request to all my students is to um, go through the each feature of Python, each topic in Python, make yourself comfortable, and that's the way to get the first steps in mastering data science. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a nice day and happy learning.